another one? Another one? Now, if you haven't heard, man, Tucker Carlson just previewed an upcoming interview with Larry Sinclair, who was claiming that he had a sexual relationship with Obama after a drug-fueled night.
You're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party.
Yeah. Pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort, and next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go.
Even though you had sex with him twice, you did cocaine with him, watched him smoke crack twice, you had no idea who he was.
I had no idea who he was.
Let me just ask the obvious question. What was Obama like on crack? Is it your sense that that's who Obama is, just transactional, or that he's bisexual, or like what is this?
It definitely wasn't Barack's first time, and I would almost be willing to bet you it wasn't Islam.
The guy's running for president, and credible information comes out that he's smoking crack and having sex with dudes. That seems like a story.
Well, it would be a story if the media really cared about telling people the truth.
But here's the thing, the Larry Sinclair story isn't new. If you guys remember, Larry Sinclair actually came out and accused Obama of having a sexual relationship during the 2008 election. According to Larry Sinclair, he met Obama when he visited Chicago and rented out a limo service in 1999. Now, when he rented out the limo service, it came with a driver. So he asked the driver if the driver knew any friends who could show him around. The driver recommended Obama and made a connection.
In regards to the Obama incident, I flew out of Colorado Springs, Colorado to Chicago on November 2nd, 1999, arriving in O'Hare early in the morning of November 3rd. I made reservations at the Comfort Inn and Suites in Gurnee, Illinois, based solely on the location to the training center. On November 5th, 1999, I hired the services of Five-Star Limousine. On November 6, 1999, I asked the limo driver, whose name I now reveal for the first time, Jagir Paramit Mutani, if he knew anyone who would like to socialize and show me Chicago. Mr. Mutani said he knew someone who was a friend of his. On November 6, 1999, after picking me up at the hotel in Gurnee, and this is significant, Mr. Mutani used his cell phone to make a call. That call was made to then Illinois State Senator Barack Obama to set up an introduction between myself and Senator Obama. Upon arriving at the bar and exiting the limo, Senator Obama was standing next to Mr. Mutani, and I was introduced to Senator Obama by name.
Larry Sinclair will go on to describe the very quick acceleration of their relationship and meeting, because they will meet up at the bar that night, and before Larry Sinclair knew it, he was giving head to Obama while Obama was smoking crack cocaine in a limo.
Later that evening in a bar which I believe was called Alibis, and I state believe because I have failed so far to get Citigroup to provide the credit card receipts that has the actual name. I mentioned I could use a line or two to wake up. Senator Obama asked me if I was referring to coke, and I stated I was. After stating I was, Obama stated he could purchase cocaine for me and then made a telephone call. Senator Obama and I then departed the bar in my limousine and proceeded to an unknown location where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine.
But apparently, according to Larry Sinclair, Obama had such a grand old time that the interaction didn't stop there. That no, he got a room and the action continued.
After which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois. The following day, November 7th, 1999, Senator Obama appeared at my hotel room, unannounced, uninvited, where we again ingested cocaine and I again performed fellatio on Senator Obama.
Over the last 15 years, Larry Sinclair's credibility has been called into question because shortly after he made the accusation towards Obama, the WhiteHouse.com offered to pay Larry Sinclair $100,000 if he could pass a polygraph test. Now, WhiteHouse.com did pay him $10K initially just to take the test. Larry Sinclair would get tested by the president of the polygraph examination or whatever their little group is. Now, the polygraph test was supposed to settle the question regarding Larry Sinclair's credibility. But Larry Sinclair's results created more questions than answers.
Larry Sinclair, as you may be aware, is the man who gained notoriety for having posted to YouTube in January of this year a short video clip in which he alleged that on 2 occasions in 1999 he performed oral sex on and used cocaine with Barack Obama, who at the time was an Illinois state legislator. In making these allegations, Mr. Sinclair challenged Barack Obama to take a polygraph test, and he offered to submit himself to a polygraph test too, regarding his claims. Well, the next month, Dan Parisi, who runs a website called whitehouse.com, challenged Mr. Sinclair to take a polygraph test that he would arrange and offered him a cash prize if he were to pass it. Mr. Sinclair took him up on the offer, and the examination was performed that month, February, by one of America's best-known polygraph operators, a past president of the American Polygraph Association and a person who's made numerous television appearances, Mr. Edward I. Gelb of Los Angeles. And the result was that Mr. Sinclair failed both tests.
I actually managed to get my hands on the official polygraph results for Larry Sinclair. Now, they asked him 2 questions. They asked him, did you smoke a rock of cocaine with Obama in 1999? And did you lie about smoking a rock of cocaine with Obama in 1999? As you can see here, his answers to did you smoke a rock with Obama in 1999 was yes. And his answer to did you lie about smoking a rock with Obama was no. Now, here's the interesting thing about this test, and here's where things get controversial. You see, the government actually required they do a hand score along with the machine score. So while the machine is giving feedback, the polygraph examiner also have to give his personal feedback via a hand score. However, when it comes to this particular test, the machine score was not made public. We only got what the hand score is. Essentially, we only got the opinion of the polygraph examiner, and we didn't really see the results of the machine score. And according to the polygraph examiner opinion in his hand score, he says that Larry Sinclair was being deceptive. Larry Sinclair will contest the results after it was revealed the person who conducted a polygraph examination on Larry Sinclair was actually a huge Obama supporter. And then more questions came into play, well, after the machine results for Larry Sinclair was revealed, and then the credibility of the polygraph examiner came into question in terms of his credentials.
There are more complications that arise from the way that whitehouse.com conducted the polygraph examination that I'd like to explain, and that I think are important to know now that both Mr. Sinclair and whitehouse.com are going to be holding press conferences at the National Press Club tomorrow on the 18th of June, 2008. Key among them are the fellow who did the polygraph examination. Although he's one of the best known polygraph examiners in America, what's not so well known is that he's an academic fraud. He claims to be a PhD in marketing his services, but as antipolygraph.org has documented thoroughly, he never received such a degree from any accredited institution. He got his diploma from a mail-order diploma mill.
Things get weird. When you conduct a polygraph examination and the government required that a hand score has to be done, but the hand score is done by a man who don't have any official training in polygraph examination. All right, his degree actually comes from a mail order, as you guys just heard. So when you rely on the hand score of a polygraph examiner who got his degree from a mail order, well, how do you trust it? But then we actually got the machine score. And Larry Sinclair's score from the polygraph machine told an entirely different story than the hand score he got from the polygraph examiner.
Other issues that are of concern that really complicate things. The computerized scoring of Mr. Sinclair's polygraph examinations in at least one case, because there were 2 question series, one on sex, one on drugs. With regard to the drug issue, the computer said that Sinclair passed with flying colors, less than a 1% probability of deception. Keep in mind, this is junk science, but that's what the reading says. And yet, through his hand scoring, Gelb reached a completely opposite decision saying that Sinclair was deceptive regarding the drug question. Now,
as y'all just heard, there were two tests. One test was, did you have sex with Obama? And the other test was, did you do drugs in a limo with Obama, specifically rock of cocaine? Now, it was unclear why there were two tests. To me, it just makes sense to include all the questions on one test, right? But there were two. Now, we don't have access to the results for did he have sex with Obama in a limousine, but we do have the results for did he do drugs with Obama in a limousine. Now, according to the polygraph machine, he flied with passing colors. But according to the polygraph examiner and his hand score, he went against what the machine said and gave his hand score of Larry Sinclair was being deceptive and lying. Now, it's unclear what the polygraph examiner seen that was different from what the machine was seeing. And I guess it's up to you to decide, do you trust a polygraph machine or do you trust a human review? It's really up to you. But one can assume if the machine is telling the truth, if the polygraph examination was telling the truth and he was truthful about doing cocaine in a limousine with Obama, then one can assume that his sexual relationship and his accusations of sleeping with Obama probably isn't too far off. Now, Larry Sinclair had already spilled all the beans and told every account and every detail of his interaction with Obama, so it was unclear what new information he's about to tell Tucker Carlson, but I'll be watching. Now, regardless of if you believe Larry Sinclair or not, what we can say is Obama's sexuality is at least up in the air and up in question, right? Because as you guys remember, earlier this month, actually, there was a letter that leaked of Obama to his old girlfriend where Obama essentially stated that he had fantasies about sleeping with men. Even that statement was dissected and broken down and people came to two different conclusions. So regardless of how you feel about that sentiment or the polygraph results, who knows? What I can say is right now, at best, it's probably still a mystery. All right, so you guys let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this, man? But while you guys are here, click on the video somewhere on my screen to find out why the rapper Blueface Mama just leaked some personal information that could land him and his baby mama Christian Rock in jail. I'm going to see you guys somewhere in that video, all right? I'm going to see you guys there. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.